For the longest time, the story around sustainable energy felt pretty simple, right? It was all about the nonstop boom in wind and solar. But that story is changing. A massive recalibration is happening, and it's being driven by new tech, new demands, and frankly, a whole new understanding of what it actually takes to power our world. But does that mean the whole clean energy party is over?
Well, not exactly. The boom isn't over, but that first easy chapter, that's definitely closed. And what's taking its place is a much more complex and honestly a much more interesting story about what comes next.
So, the first sign that things are shifting, you gotta follow the money. That absolute flood of capital that defined the early 2020s, well, it's slowed to more of a trickle, and that's forcing the entire industry to grow up fast. And this visualizes that shift perfectly. We're not seeing some big crash, but it's definitely a correction. According to Robico, after that huge surge we all saw, the money flowing into sustainable funds has basically flatlined for the last couple of years. The initial green gold rush seems to be over, and it's being replaced by a much more sober, much more selective approach from investors. This quote right here from Ganify just nails the new reality. It's not a story about explosive growth at any cost anymore. Instead, investors are starting to look at renewables like critical infrastructure, prioritizing stable, long-term cash flow over all that speculative hype. In one word, they're looking for durability. So, what's driving this big shift in thinking? Well, it comes down to a fundamental weakness in that first wave of renewables. They don't work all the time. And the grid demands power that is always on. And here is the heart of the problem. Solar and wind are what we call intermittent. They're amazing when the sun's out or the wind's blowing, but they go dark at night or on a calm day. The grid, on the other hand, needs what's called baseload power, a constant, steady foundation that just works 24/7. This is the big challenge. And to solve it, innovators are unlocking the potential of an old, reliable technology in a completely revolutionary way: geothermal. Now, this isn't the geothermal you might be picturing, which was always limited to places with natural geysers, like Iceland. Nope. This is enhanced geothermal, or EGS. Instead of just finding hot water, we are now literally manufacturing steam. We're taking technology from the shale oil boom and pointing it at hot, dry rock deep underground. The process itself is this fascinating 5-step cycle. First, you drill way down into hot rock. Then you fracture it, pump in some water, and just let the Earth's intense heat do the rest. It creates a constant supply of steam that can generate reliable 24/7 power. It's a brilliant example of repurposing the tools of the old energy economy to build the new one. So, just as the energy world was starting to grapple with this whole reliability problem, a massive plot twist appeared on the scene. A brand new customer with an almost unquenchable thirst for power. That's right, a customer who needs more power than some entire countries. And this new customer doesn't just want clean energy, it needs 99.9% uptime. It demands baseload power on a scale we've literally never seen before. And that customer, as you've probably guessed, is artificial intelligence. So let's put a number on this because it is absolutely staggering. The International Energy Agency projects that by 2030, AI data centers are going to consume 945 terawatt hours of electricity every single year. That's a doubling of their demand from 2024. This isn't just another source of demand, it's a system-level shock that's throwing gasoline on the fire in the race for reliable, clean power. So, who's set to win in this new landscape? Well, market analysts are looking at a few key types of players. You've got your baseload power providers like Constellation with its huge nuclear fleet, and Vistra, which can send out power whenever it's needed. Then, of course, you've got renewable giants like NextEra. And this is critical. You need companies like AEP to actually move all that power through the grid. It's a whole ecosystem that's being built for pure reliability. So what does this all mean for investors? It means the game has completely changed. The focus has shifted away from those high-risk, high-growth bets to a search for durable, predictable, and resilient assets. In an uncertain market, income is king. And right now, the energy sector is offering an average dividend yield of 3.3%. That's triple the S&P 500 average. What that really means is investors are being paid to wait, rewarding companies that generate real, durable cash flow. So this right here defines the new playbook. It's no longer just about having a great green story. It's about having a strong balance sheet, locking in long-term contracts that are linked to inflation, and having really disciplined management. This isn't the profile of a tech startup anymore, it's the profile of a modern infrastructure powerhouse.
And this brings us to what might be the defining challenge of our time. We have these two massive demands, decarbonizing the planet and powering the AI revolution, and they're pulling our energy system in two different directions. So the question is no longer just if we can build a green future, but whether we can build one that's powerful enough and reliable enough to support the next giant leap in human progress.